Hello everybody, a very good evening and a very warm welcome to yet another dhamakedar, farratedar and mazdar session by Embibe Achieve 9th and 10th. My name is Pritesh, I'm your host, your dost and a proud educator welcoming you to the amazing, super interesting and a very important Arthi on your request and on so many requests that we got for this particular chapter from your grade 10, that is how do organisms reproduce. We'll be talking about this very interesting chapter, not only talking but we'll be discussing and finishing the entire chapter in one shot. Yes guys, ये होगा almost 1.5 to 2 hours of class जहाँ पे हम ये पूरा chapter reproduction या how do organisms reproduce will be finishing in 1 hour. Hi Arathi, hi Sonu, very good evening. How are you all? How is school going? Hello Janvi, Vijay, how are you? चलिए जल्दी से बताइए कैसे हैं आप सब लोग, स्कूल कैसा चल रहा है, एग्जाम्स का टेंशन तो नहीं आ रहा? क्या आपने मेरा बोर्ड्स इज नॉट द एंड सेशन देखा है? नहीं देखा है तो प्लीज गो एंड वॉच. जस्ट व्हेन यू आर गोइंग एंड वॉचिंग माय अदर सेशंस, डू नॉट फॉरगेट टू गिव अ क्विक विजिट टू दिस Embibe page because it is the one stop destination for anything and everything that a student can ever ask for, whether it is test, assignment, study material, whether it is questions, explanation to solutions, reference books, NCRTs, everything absolutely free of cost on the Embibe page. So make sure that you pay a visit. ठीक है, उसी के साथ साथ हमें टेलीग्राम पे भी ज्वाइन कीजिए. अभी थोड़ी देर पहले मैंने टेलीग्राम पे एक वीडियो मैसेज किया था, आई होप आपने वो देखा है. तो टेलीग्राम चैनल ज्वाइन कीजिए जहाँ पे आपको मेरे साथ कनेक्ट करने का मौका मिलता है. उसी के साथ साथ अगर आपके कोई डाउट्स है वो सॉल्व करने का मौका मिलता है. वीडियोस के PDFs मिलते हैं, टाइम टेबल मिलता है, सब कुछ मिलता है. तो QR कोड को स्कैन करके टेलीग्राम भी ज्वाइन कर लीजिए. ठीक है. ओके, सो आरती यू आर सेइंग कि एग्जाम्स चल रहे, एग्जाम्स आर डन, दैट्स व्हाई यू आर हैविंग वेकेशन नाउ. जानवी सब मस्त, बहुत ही अच्छी बात है. इसी तरह हमेशा स्वस्थ रहिए, मस्त रहिए और मास्क लगाइए, ज़्यादा भीड़ भाड़ वाली जगहों पे मत जाइए और अपना ध्यान रखिए. ठीक है, तो हम आगे बढ़ते हैं एंड बात करते हैं हमारे ग्रेड 10 के चैप्टर हाउ डू ऑर्गेनिजम्स रिप्रोड्यूस. ठीक है, सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल बिफोर दैट लेट मी टेल यू दैट रिप्रोडक्शन इज अ लाइफ प्रोसेस बट इट इज नॉट एसेंशियल टू लिव. It is not essential to live. Why is it not essential to live? Hello, feel inspired with Ashu. Why is it not essential to live? It is because if an organism does not reproduce, his nutrition will go on normally, his respiration will go on normally, his transportation will go on normally, his excretion will go on normally. So it is not necessary to live, but it is necessary to continue life. It is not essential to live, but essential to continue life. For example, if we have the last human being on the earth called Rahul, ठीक है, ऐसा समझिए राहुल इस धरती पे लास्ट ह्यूमन बीइंग बचा है, तो क्या होगा? राहुल विल हैव एक्सेस टू ऑल द फूड इन द वर्ल्ड. राहुल विल हैव एक्सेस टू ट्रैवलिंग एवरीवेयर इन द वर्ल्ड. राहुल विल ब्रीथ ऑक्सीजन. Rahul's nutrition, transportation, excretion, respiration, everything will go on fine. So he does not need to reproduce to live. And that is why it is not essential to live. Lekin what after Rahul? After Rahul, the human species will finish. Right? So reproduction is not an essential life process, but it is important to keep the life going on earth. It is important to keep the food chain running, to keep the food web functional. ठीक है? What are the essential life processes? So the essential life processes are nutrition, respiration, transportation, and excretion. These are essential. Hi Abhilasha, how are you? ठीक है. So these are the essential life processes. Now we move ahead and we talk a little bit about reproduction in different kinds of organisms through the help of okay, I'll go a little faster. Through the help of different topics that we are going to cover today. Asexual reproduction, where we'll be talking about reproduction in unicellular organisms. Sexual reproduction in flowering plants, where we'll be talking about syngamy and triple fusion. Male reproductive, female reproductive, and the reproductive health. Everything we'll be covering. Thank you so much, Abhilasha. God bless you. Everything will be covering in these 2 hours. I'll try to wind up the session. See, now it's 4, 5, 4, 6. I'll be relieving you before 5:45. But I request you कि this 1 hour, 1.5 hour, please focus. Please focus. ठीक है. See, every day I am coming up with one chapter and we are finishing it in the class. That is such a good thing. Again, I am coming with a one shot after 2 days where we'll be doing, I think, control and coordination. What all do you want? आपका सारा का सारा chapter मैं आपको एक क्लास में करवा रहा हूँ. तो just pay attention. Do not forget to give this video a big fat thumbs up. Share it with your school WhatsApp group. Share it with your friends who are in grade 10 जिनको इस chapter में problem आ रहा है. And also subscribe to the channel because वो मेरे लिए motivation है. आपको कैसे motivation मिलता है जब मैं आपका नाम लेता हूँ? You want me to take your name in the chat. Similarly, for me as a teacher, motivation is that you are watching my video. Motivation is that you are subscribing to the channel. ठीक है? चलो. Moving on and talking about asexual reproduction. Now we call it asexual or you call it asexual, that is okay. ठीक है? That doesn't matter. What matters is that you understand the concept. Asexual reproduction is a reproduction where there is only one parent involved. There is no formation of gametes. Because there is no formation of gametes, there is no mixing of genes. Because genes are not getting mixed, there is no variation. ठीक है? And there is minimum difference between the daughter and the mother cell. ठीक है? Reproduction is the process by which organisms reproduce offspring. Nucleus contains DNA, which is the hereditary material. DNA replicates and forms new cell. Variations are useful for survival of species. Last week I did a session on evolution. In that I have detailed explained that why variation is necessary for survival. Please watch it. I will not utilize time in explaining what I have already explained. ठीक है? Variation is necessary for survival. Survival of the fittest, natural selection. All this we have done in the previous session on evolution. ठीक है? अरे वाह, क्या बात है अभिलाषा. Welcome here as well. ठीक है? Types of reproduction में हमारे पास है asexual and sexual. Asexual में हमारे पास है single individual, no gamete formation, identical to the parents, and it is seen in lower organism and some plants. Right? Yes, Galax, very good. It occurs due to difference in DNA copying. Variation की वजह से ही survival efficient होता है. ठीक है? Then sexual reproduction में 2 individuals, 1 male, 1 female, formation of gametes, genetically similar but not identical. Genetically similar but not identical, and there are more variations. ठीक है? Why? Because in gamete formation, sexual reproduction में क्या होता है? Male sperm, female ovum. मेल के स्पर्म में न्यूक्लियस है, फीमेल ओवम में न्यूक्लियस है. न्यूक्लियस में क्रोमोसोम्स है और डीएनए है और जीन्स हैं, और सेम यहाँ पर भी है. जब ये मिक्स होता है तो खिचड़ी बनती है, और खिचड़ी का रिजल्ट है आई. खिचड़ी का रिजल्ट है यू. खिचड़ी का रिजल्ट है योर मदर हैज स्ट्रेट हेयर, फादर हैज कर्ली हेयर एंड यू हैव वेवी हेयर. दैट इज द रिजल्ट ऑफ द खिचड़ी. ठीक है? मदर हैज ब्राउन आईज, फादर हैज ब्लैक आईज, यू हैव ब्लू आईज. रिजल्ट ऑफ खिचड़ी. ठीक है? सो डीएनए कॉपिंग में वेरिएशंस, डिफरेंसेस होने की वजह से हमें अलग अलग टाइप के वेरिएशंस दिखाई देते हैं. मदर इज शॉर्ट, फादर इज टॉल, यू आर समवेयर इन बिटवीन. दैट इज रिजल्ट ऑफ वेरिएशन. ठीक है? देन वी मूव अहेड एंड वी टॉक अबाउट अ क्वेश्चन. Characters transmitted from parents to offspring are present in dash. Where are the characters present? Come on, quickly give me the answer in the chat. Where are the characters present? In the cytoplasm, ribosome, Golgi or genes? Where are these characters present? Here is a hint. Hint is they are found in the nucleus of a cell. Where are the characters present? Quickly give me the answer in the chat. A, B, C or D. जल्दी से बताना है. Without any delay. चलिए. I'll give you 15 seconds. A, B, C, D. What is the answer? Very good, Galax. 10 more seconds. Quick, quick, Feviquick. Very good, Sonu. Chaliye, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys are absolutely right, Galax and Sonu. The answer is genes. Very good, Janvi. Right? So what happens is, in the DNA, I'll just write it on the screen. In the nucleus में है हमारे पास क्रोमोसोम्स. क्रोमोसोम्स बनते हैं डीएनए से, एंड डीएनए का सेगमेंट होता है जीन. व्हाट इज जीन? जीन इज नथिंग बट अ सेगमेंट ऑफ द डीएनए. देयर आर अप्रोक्सीमेटली 10,000 genes in humans. There are approximately 10,000 genes in the human beings. They contain information for making proteins that lead to expression of physical characteristics like hair color, eye color, your height. Everything is controlled by the genes. Everything is controlled by the genes. These genes make a complex protein, and that protein shows your body. Do you know life started in this world by proteins? Every life that you are seeing on this earth, it has started as a protein in water. From that protein came first the aquatic organisms. From aquatic came terrestrial. From terrestrial it got divided into land and sky. And that is how life has formed. So everything is proteins. Life is nothing but proteins. ठीक है? Yes, absolutely, Galax. Very good. Now, we move ahead and we discuss about types of asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, we have got fission, binary fission and multiple fission. Now, please understand that there are two important terms. There are two important terms. One is fusion. Fusion comes from fusing. When you combine, that is fusion. And the second is fission. फिजन का मतलब होता है स्प्लिटिंग. When one splits into two, that is fission. ठीक है? तो fission is a process in which an organism splits to form two or more new organisms. Right? Now, when I talk about binary fission, binary matlab two. When one cell is dividing into two cells, that is called as binary fission. It is seen in bacteria, it is seen in amoeba. What happens first? The nucleus divides, then the cytoplasm divides, and the one cell divides into exactly identical two daughter cells. So we have got one cell, okay? Then what will happen? First, the nucleus will divide, and then finally the cytoplasm will divide. Got it? Binary fission. Binary means two. Unitary system, binary system. Binary means two. You can see over here, mother amoeba, it gets divided. How the nucleus is dividing, you can see over here. And finally, the cytoplasm divides, creating a cleft plate, and you have got two daughter amoebae. This is your binary fission. Similarly, you have got multiple fission. Multiple fission means one organism dividing into many daughter cells. Why this happens? In amoeba, please listen to me very carefully. In amoeba, multiple fission takes place because of unfavorable conditions. Due to unfavorable conditions, multiple fission takes place in amoeba. Due to unfavorable conditions. Can you tell me what can be the unfavorable conditions due to which amoeba carries out multiple fission? Anybody? Can you help me? कि क्या? Hello Amrita, can you tell me कि क्या unfavorable conditions होंगी because of which amoeba carries out multiple fission? What can be the unfavorable conditions? In unfavorable conditions and when there is multiple fission, amoeba develops a cyst around its body. What is a cyst? It's a hard covering. It's a very, very hard covering, right? It develops a hard covering around itself, and within this covering only, it will produce many daughter amoebae, right? One day it will just break open and they will be released. Why? Okay, climate change, temperature. The answer is lack of water or food. Unfavorable conditions will be lack of water or food. Due to these conditions, amoeba carries out multiple fission. ठीक है? Very good सोनू. Yes, cyst. ये सब words आपने लिखने हैं. The more you write these technical terms, the more it will stay over here. ठीक है? Now, we move ahead and we talk about the next form of asexual reproduction, that is budding. In budding, you can see hydra, which is an aquatic animal, develops a bud, right? Slowly, the bud detaches from the mother and starts living like an independent organism. That is budding in hydra. It is also seen in yeast. It is also seen in yeast. You can see that how it detached itself from the mother and started living like an individual organism. The next one is fragmentation, which occurs in Spirogyra, where one Spirogyra filament cuts itself, breaks down into many little fragments. Each fragment starts living like an individual Spirogyra organism. ठीक है? So that is called as budding and fragmentation. We will be coming to regeneration also. ठीक है? Then we talk about regeneration. In regeneration, what happens is that the ability of a fully differentiate organism to give rise to new organism, like it is seen, as Amrita has told us, it can be seen in hydra, it can be seen in planaria. Even in planaria, one planaria, you cut it into 4, every piece will develop itself into a new organism. You know, there is a Indian Hindu mythological story ki there is this, I think it's Mahishasur, the demon. If its blood falls on the floor, a new Mahishasur will emerge from it. So that is like regeneration. So each piece of planaria grows into a new organism, है ना? इसको हम बोलते हैं regeneration. तो regeneration में आप याद रखेंगे राक्षस महिषासुर. One drop of blood, if it falls on the floor, from that a new demon will rise. ठीक है? रक्त बीज. Okay. Thank you, Galax. Then next is spore formation. Spore formation can be seen in Rhizopus, which is a type of a fungi. In this, what happens is spores are small bulb-like structures which are covered by thick walls. So spores, you can say nothing but like seeds. So from this is called as the sporangium. You can see over here. So sporangium में से spores निकलते हैं. Every spore falls, it just spreads out, and from every spore you get a new organism. That is called spore formation. So we have got multiple fission, plasmodium or amoeba, binary fission, amoeba, bacteria, regeneration, planaria, budding, hydra, fragmentation, spirogyra, and spore formation, Rhizopus. ठीक है? So these are your different organisms with their examples. Now we come to vegetative propagation. What is the meaning of the word vegetative? What is the meaning of the word vegetative? Can anybody tell me? What is the meaning of the word vegetative? See, biology is a very word oriented subject. You have to understand the word, you have to understand the root word, and that is how you will understand the concept. So biology is a very word oriented subject. ठीक है? So can you tell me what do you mean by the word vegetative? I'll give you an example. ठीक है? I'll give you an example. ठीक है? Sonu, for spore formation, I'll repeat. In spore formation, the organism releases spores, and whenever they find favorable conditions, they germinate. ठीक है? Hyphae is the stem. It is the stem. ठीक है? Now, can you tell me the meaning of the word vegetative? I'll give you an example. That he was driving very fast. He met with an accident and hurt his head. It's been 3 years and he is now in a vegetative state. Can you tell me what is the example, or what does it mean? What is the meaning of the word vegetative? Come on, think, थोड़ा सोचो. ये तो आपने parts बता दिए. I am asking the meaning of the word vegetative. Vegetative has nothing to do with vegetation. Vegetative का मतलब है non reproductive. Vegetative का मतलब है non reproductive. Propagation means reproducing. Reproducing through non-reproductive parts is vegetative propagation. It can take place through root, stem or leaf. ठीक है? Now, root में vegetation can happen with the help of, root vegetation like your sweet potato. ठीक है? Stem में you have got potato, ginger, and then leaf में you have got bryophyllum. So in roots we have got dahlia, sweet potato, in stem we have got potato, ginger, and in leaves we have got bryophyllum. So what happens is that from that root you can grow a new plant, from that leaf you can grow a new plant, from that stem you can grow a new plant, and that is nothing but your vegetative propagation. ठीक है? You can see over here, onion, ginger, potato, all are stems, all are modified stems. ठीक है? All are modified stem. One is a rhizome, one is a bulb, and one is a tuber. ठीक है? From this we can grow a new plant, and that is why it is vegetative propagation. ठीक है? चलो, moving on. There is a question. The ability of a cell to divide into several cells during reproduction in plasmodium is called as dash. So here one cell is forming many cells. One cell is forming many cells. The hint is it splits into two or more, that is fission. So this hint is fission. The hint of the word is fission. The options we have are budding, reductional division, binary fission or multiple fission. Come on, Amrita has given me the answer. Very good. Very good, Galax. What about others? बाकी कहाँ हैं? आरती, सोनू, माधवी. Very good evening. Welcome to the session, माधवी. माधवी ने भी बोल दिया है. It is multiple fission. What about others? Arathi, Sonu? Try. I'll give you 15 seconds. Your time starts now. Chaliye. When one cell is dividing into many cells, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see. The answer, ta-da! Absolutely right. It is multiple fission. Very good, Galax, Amrita, Madhvi. Great. So when one cell is dividing into many cells, that is called as multiple fission. It can be seen in plasmodium. It can also be seen in amoeba under unfavorable conditions. Now, we move on and we talk about sexual reproduction in flowering plants. When we talk about flowers, we have to understand that there are two types of flowers. One is a unisexual flower and a bisexual flower. What is a unisexual flower? A flower which has even one floral whole missing, it is a unisexual flower. Like if it doesn't have a stamen or it doesn't have a pistil, it is a unisexual flower. But a flower which has both the parts, male and the female, is a bisexual flower or a complete flower. So here we have got a complete or bisexual flower and incomplete or unisexual flower. ठीक है? This will have both male and female. This will have either male or female. ठीक है? Thank you, Amrita. God bless you. ठीक है? Now, petals, sepals, stamen and pistil. These are the four floral whorls. What are they? See, sepals, petals, stamens and carpels are also called as pistil. These are the four floral whorls. Incomplete will be 4 minus 1 or 4 minus n, and complete will be all 4. ठीक है? Yes, Amrita, I'm a lefty. Hi, Pritu Bhaiya lover, you're back after so many days. ठीक है. What are petals? Petals are large colored flowers and colored parts of the flower which are meant to attract insects. Why do you think flowers have blue color, green color, blue color, yellow color, red color, white color? Why do they have these colors? It is to attract insects. ठीक है. Sepals are these parts. You can see these are called sepals, which are below the flower. Hi Janvi, you're back. What do you want me to explain, Amrita? I'll explain again. Please tell me what do you want me to explain. Stamen. अब कैसे याद रखेंगे मेल पार्ट कौन सा है, फीमेल पार्ट कौन सा है? तो याद रखिए stamen, men as in man. ठीक है. Stamen is the male part. Hi Arathi. Male part has got two parts, anther and filament. Stamen has got two parts, anther and filament. Anther is something which produces the pollen. Filament holds the anther. ठीक है. So anther and filament. This is my anther. This is my filament. What does the anther do? In the anther, the pollen is produced. Janvi, if the Telegram link is not working, you can just scan it. ठीक है, just scan the code. Anther में pollen are produced. Pollen are the male gametes. And in filament, it is a supporting structure. Filament is the supporting structure. ठीक है? Then that is the male part of the flower. Talking about the female part of the flower, we have got carpel, which is also called as pistil. It is made of carpel, also called as pistil. It is made of stigma style ovary. This is the stigma, this is the style, and this is the ovary. Inside the ovary, we have the ovules, which are the female gametes. So in the flower, the male gamete is the pollen and the female gamete is the ovule. In humans, this male gamete is sperm and female gamete is ovum. समझ आया? I'm great, Preetu Bhaiya lover. Thank you so much. God bless you. How are you? You tell me. ठीक है? So pollen is the male gamete in flowers. It is sperms in humans. In females, in the female part of the flower, it is ovule, and in female humans, it is ovum. Yes, we are coming to that soon. ठीक है? So that is the male part and the female part. That is the stamen and the carpel or the pistil. Right? बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया. Sir, pollen is male gamete or inside it has male gamete? Pollen is the male gamete. Pollen is the male gamete. It is made in the anther. Pollen is created in the anther. ठीक है? Now, what do we do is, we understand pollination. So as Sonu has told us, what is pollination? It is the transfer of pollen from anther to stigma. The transfer of pollen from anther to stigma is called pollination. It can either happen on the same flower, or it can happen on different flowers of the same species. For example, a mango plant in my house and a mango plant in my neighbor's house. If pollination is happening between them, it is cross pollination. But if same mango plant in my house only, if the pollination is happening between two flowers of the same plant, it is self pollination. So self is same flower, cross is different flowers. Self pollination happens in the same flower, transfer happens on another flower of the same species. The transfer of pollen takes place by wind, water or animals. ठीक है? This has to be the same flower and this will be another flower but same species. ठीक है? Now, Preetu Bhaiya lover, evolution is deleted from NCERT. बट ICSE के बच्चों के लिए है एवोल्यूशन, इसलिए वी डिड एवोल्यूशन. ठीक है? नाउ द ट्रांसफर ऑफ पॉलन टेक्स प्लेस बाय विंड, वाटर और एनिमल्स. if it is happening by winds, it is called anemophily. If it is happening by water, it is called hydrophily. Then if it is happening by bats, it is called chiropterophily. ठीक है? So there are different kinds of pollination and different kinds of pollinating agents as well. So these are called pollinating agents. Wind, water, animals, then birds, bats, different kinds of organism, different kinds of agents carry out pollination. Pollination तक clear है सब कुछ? Everybody please tell me yes or no. Is everything clear till pollination? Yes or no? Preetu Bhaiya Lover, Amrita, Aarthi, Galax, Sonu, Hamna. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the session, Hamna. सब कुछ क्लियर? चलिए, माधवी, बहुत सरस, एकदम. Hi Shresht, welcome to the session Shresht. चलिए, so we have finished pollination. Now we'll move ahead and we'll talk about fertilization, the most important process. The most important process in plants is in flower. Obviously I remember you Shresht, you had come few days back. The most important process in flowering plants is the process of fertilization. Is the process of fertilization. ठीक है? Now, the process of fusion of male and female gamete produces a zygote. Zygote is a single cell. ठीक है? Now what happens? Syngamy and triple fusion. You can see over here. So first a pollen tube is produced. First the pollen lands on the stigma. It creates a pollen tube having two male nuclei. Having two male nuclei. ठीक है? Now out of that two male nuclei, one goes and fertilizes with the polar nuclei and one with the synergids, and that you call as triple fusion. See, in this process, out of the two sperm nuclei, one fuses with the egg nucleus to form the embryo, the second with the polar nuclei to form the endosperm, and that is why we call it triple fusion. Triple fusion. ठीक है? तो क्या होता है? As you can see, in the pollen tube there are two male nuclei. One will go and fuse with the central nucleus and one will go and fuse with the polar nucleus, and that is why we call it triple fusion. Fusing with the central nucleus is called syngamy and fusing with the polar nuclei is called triple fusion. ठीक है? Double fertilization ना, because two times fertilization is happening. क्या हो रहा है? सबसे पहले we get pollen tube. ठीक है, चलो let's go step by step. Pollen creates a pollen tube. I think the next slide is a blank slide, so we can do it over there. Perfect, perfect. ठीक है? This is my stigma, style, ovary, ovules. Anther, filament. Done? Done? We'll be coming to that, Preetu Bhaiya, don't worry. Now, I'll just clear all of this and I'll write the entire process. ठीक है? First, anther, pollen on stigma, pollen tube to मेल न्यूक्लियाई, ठीक है. देन in ovary, one male nuclei fuses with the central nucleus, which I call as syngamy. The second nuclei fuses with two polar nuclei. This I call as triple fusion. Together I call this double fertilization. Clear? Clear? क्यों मैंने इसको ट्रिपल फ्यूजन बोला? Why did I call it triple fusion? So this second is fusing with two polar nuclei. Second is fusing with two polar nuclei, and that's why I call it triple fusion. First fusion, second fusion, third fusion, triple fusion, right? First fusion, second fusion, third fusion, triple fusion. ठीक है? And because there are two fertilizations happening, I call it double fertilization. This forms my endosperm. Sorry, this forms my embryo. And this forms my endosperm. Got it? Correct? चलिए आगे बढ़ेंगे और इसके साथ we'll talk about a question. In a flower, the part that produce male and female gametes are, who produces the male and the female gametes? Stamen anther, filament stigma, anther ovary, stamen style. Think and answer. Think and answer. It is coming. जरूर हमना जरूर बताऊंगा मैं अगले 10 मिनट के अंदर. Stamen anther, filament stigma, anther ovary or stamen style. Who produces the male and female gamete respectively? Arthi has already given the answer. I am waiting for others and I will give you 20 seconds. Your time starts now. चलिए. Haploid मतलब single, diploid मतलब double. Mitosis happens in the body cells. Meiosis happens in the germ cells. ठीक है? Very good. Most of you, hi Zoya, very good evening, welcome to the session. Most of you are saying C. Tana, absolutely correct. C is the correct answer. Anther में बनता है pollen, which is the male gamete, और ovary में बनते हैं ovules, that is the female gamete. बहुत बढ़िया, very good. चलिए, बोर्ड्स के इस चैप्टर के लिए I think आप 2.5 marks के लिए ready है. Hi Crazy. For 2.5 marks you are ready. Remaining 2.5 also we'll do it. चलिए. Now I'll show you what happens after fertilization. So your zygote becomes the embryo, ovules become the seeds, ovary becomes the fruit, petal, sepal, stamen, style and stigma, they all shrivel and fall off. How will you define fruit? How will you define fruit? Fruit is nothing but a ripened ovary. How will you define fruit? Fruit is nothing but a ripened ovary. ठीक है? तो क्या होता है जब फर्टिलाइजेशन हो गया, जो ओवरी है it starts growing in size and rest everything else just falls off. बाकी सब कुछ गिर जाता है. ठीक है? हम ना we have got only 5 chapters बेटा. We have got only life processes, how do organisms reproduce, control and coordination, heredity. अब तो evolution भी scrap हो गया है. Heredity and our environment. ये 5 आने वाले हैं 6 marks each के लिए, क्योंकि आपका total bio 30 marks का है. 6 mark के लिए हर chapter आएगा, तो everything is important. 5 ही chapters है bio के, है ना? Let's see this beautiful video on how, see, this will become the embryo, this will turn into your embryo, and this will become the endosperm. See, the two polar nuclei will come, male gamete came, one will fuse here, one will fuse here. See, polar nuclei and the egg, and it starts dividing, the ovules become the seed, and that becomes my embryo. Got it? So these are your post fertilization events. The process of development of seedling from the embryo under suitable conditions is called as germination. You can see over here what is happening. The germination took place, you got radicle and the plumule growing into shoot and the root. See, radicle becomes the root, plumule becomes the shoot. ठीक है, चलो. Now we are done with plant reproduction. We are done with plant reproduction. Now we'll move on to what you guys have been asking for, that is reproduction in animals. But before we move on to reproduction in animals, we'll take a small break of 30 seconds. Take a break, even I'll have some water, you guys also have some water. Get up if you are sitting, stand up, do some stretches, right? Then we'll start after 30 seconds the new topic, that is reproduction in animals, after this question. Which of the following is the correct sequence of events of sexual reproduction in a flower? Flower में sexual reproduction का correct event क्या है? पहले pollination होगा, फिर वो fertilize करेगा, फिर seedling बनेगा और फिर embryo बनेगा, या फिर पहले seedling, फिर embryo, फिर fertilize, फिर pollination, या फिर पॉलिनेशन होने के बाद फर्टिलाइजेशन होगा, फिर एम्ब्रियो बनेगा और वो सीडलिंग में ग्रो करेगा, या फिर एम्ब्रियो सीडलिंग में ग्रो करेगा, फिर पॉलिनेशन होगा और फर्टिलाइजेशन होगा. व्हाट इज द करेक्ट आंसर? What is the correct answer? Angiosperm are nothing but flowering plants, Galax. They are a type of plants. You will learn it in grade 9. 9 में आपने किया होगा. Plant kingdom में we have got angiosperms and gymnosperms. So angiosperms are flowering plants. Tell me what is the answer to this first, quickly. What is the correct sequence of fertilization? Or what is the correct sequence of sexual reproduction? Okay, Shresth has given me the answer. I'll give you 20 seconds. Quick, quick, very quick. Okay, Shresth, एक ही बोलिए, C या A? चलिए, only Shresth has given me the answer. What about Galax, Pritu Bhaiya, Arathi, Amrita, Sonu, Madhvi? Think. Okay. Last 10 seconds. Only Madhvi and Shresth have answered till now. Try, guys, try. It's okay even if you're wrong. Galax has also answered very good. And your time is up. So let's go with all of them. Majority wins and majority has won. Very good, Galax, Shresth, Madhvi. The answer is C. First, the pollination will happen. It will develop into fertilization. Fertilization से फिर बनेगा embryo और embryo will further make a seedling. ठीक है? So pollination, fertilization, embryo and seedling. Now we'll take a break of 30 seconds and then we'll start with human reproduction. Chalo. I'll also have some water. चलिए, हाँ जी क्यों नहीं, बिल्कुल आंदी है मैनू पंजाबी. पंजाबी आती है, गुजराती, बंगाली, मराठी, हिंदी, इंग्लिश, कन्नड़ा, जो लैंग्वेज बुलवानी है बुलवा लो, आती है हमें, ठीक है. सो हम ना आई विल डू कन्वे योर मैसेज टू अंकना मैम एंड आई विल आस्क हर टू गेट बैक विथ एसएसटी वीडियोस एसएप, ठीक है. चलिए, नाउ मूविंग ऑन, वी टॉक अबाउट द मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम. सो व्हाट आई विल डू इज, rather than this, we'll go to a blank slide and I'll explain you the entire male reproductive system with the help of my own diagram. ठीक है. So we'll be doing the male reproductive system now. I want all of you to please pay attention. Drawing the male reproductive system. You can also draw in the similar manner. So here we are also learning how to draw diagrams. That's why guys, don't miss my sessions. I also don't know what interesting I'll teach in what session. ठीक है. This is your male reproductive system. ठीक है. Now you don't need to symmetrically draw everything on this side. Even if you have shown on one side, it is more than enough. Let us do the labelings now. How we will do the labelings? First, this is your urinary bladder. ठीक है. This is the prostate. This is your Cowper's gland. Done? Done? Chalo. Now, urinary bladder, prostate, Cowper's gland, vas deferens, epididymis, testes, gubernaculum, urethra and penis. I will be explaining you. Seminal vesicles भी यहाँ पे आएगा. Thank you for reminding. Just let me know if I have goofed up with any spelling. Seminal vesicles, not vessels. Galax vesicles. ठीक है? Do let me know if I have made any mistake in any spelling. ठीक है? Now, what I'll do is I have written here all the labelings. On this side, I'll tell you the functions. ठीक है? We'll go serially. So I'll just label them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. And here on this side I'll be writing the functions. ठीक है? चलो. First is urinary bladder. What is the function of the urinary bladder? To store urine. ठीक है? Seminal vesicles, prostate gland and Cowper's gland. So 2, 3 and 4. The function is provide nourishment and fluidity to sperms. ठीक है? Then same is with Cowper's gland also. 2, 3, 4. Vas deferens, carry sperms. Epididymis, store mature sperms. Testes, produce sperms as well as testosterone. Gubernaculum is an attachment of the testes to the scrotum. Urethra is the common passage. So I'll directly write about urethra. Common passage for sperms and urine. And one labeling I have forgotten. Scrotum. What is scrotum? It is a sac. It is a sac of skin which holds the testes outside the male body, below the penis. So below the penis, outside, there is a sac which holds the testes, which is called as the scrotum. Now, why are the testes outside the body? Why they are not inside? The reason being, to form the sperms, to produce sperms, the temperature should be 2 to 3 degrees less than the body temperature. 2 to 3 degrees less than the body temperature, and that is why just before birth, just before a baby boy is born, the testes descend into the scrotum via the Eustachian canal. There is a canal called as the Eustachian canal. Through that, the testes descend into the scrotum before birth. And because the testes are outside, the temperature is 2 to 3 degrees less than the body temperature, which is optimum for making sperms. Now what happens during summers? The scrotum sacs even more. The scrotum becomes very loose and sacky because it wants to be away from the body. The testes want to be away from the body. And in winters, the scrotum just sticks to the body because the body's temperature is only so low because of the winters, right? So this scrotum, as Galax has told us, it is a 7 layer of fat elastic skin sac outside the body. Got it? Clear? एक बार इसको देख लीजिए. If you want, take a screenshot. We'll just write over here. हम लोग बस यहाँ पे लिख लेंगे. Take a screenshot. Done? समझ आया या नहीं आया जल्दी से बताइए. Was this clear or not? Tell me in the chat quickly. Yes or no? Anything not understood? Anything you want me to repeat? Anything you want me to repeat? Anything not understood? Amrita, Galax, Arathi, Sonu, Madhvi. Chaliye. Now let me also tell you one thing, that till here we will call it sperms. Only after here we will call it semen. So what is the difference between sperm and semen? Sperm is nothing but the male gamete, the male cell. But when this sperm is mixed with nourishment, fluidity, it forms semen. So semen is a thick white fluid which comes out of the human penis. Okay, human male penis. This semen has got certain proteins, it has got fructose, it has got energy, it has got enzymes, right? It has got hyaluronidase, which hyaluronic acid also. Okay, so which hyaluronidase or hyaluronic acid, something of which it has got, which helps to have a chemical reaction with the female reproductive tract, so that it can go and sustain there and go and fertilize the ovum. Got it? So semen, and then we call it sperms. Chalo, clear? I'll just erase this. I don't feel like erasing. बहुत मेहनत से बनाया है. But anyway, चलिए. Then this is a very nice mnemonic to remember all the parts of the male reproductive system. 7 up. Seminiferous tubules, epididymis, vas deferens, ejaculatory duct, urethra, penis, and accessory glands is Saint burning Peters, seminal vesicles, bulbourethral glands, and the prostate glands. So 7 up are the parts of the male reproductive system, and Saint burning Peters is for the accessory glands. इसका भी आप स्क्रीनशॉट ले सकते हैं या फिर आप अपने नोट्स में कहीं इसको लिख कर ले सकते हैं, ताकि आपको जब भी मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम के डायग्राम्स याद करने हो या लेबलिंग्स याद करने हो, इट्स अ वेरी वेरी इजी वे टू रिमेंबर. ठीक है, चलिए. नाउ वी टॉक अबाउट द फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम. Again, we have got ovaries, which are homologous to testes in males. We have got uterus, which has the embryo. The menstrual cycle also happens. The cervical canal, the vagina, this is the cervix, and the opening of the vagina is called as the vulva. ठीक है, चलो. Endometrium, myometrium we have got, and these are the fimbrae. This is the fallopian tube. We'll draw the entire diagram because many of you they want to learn how to draw the diagrams, so we'll draw it. ठीक है, ready? चलिए. Again here also we'll draw only the half part. Done? This is easy. This is ampulla. This is the site for fertilization. This is where the ovum meets the sperm. ठीक है? Then fallopian tube, also called as oviduct. this is fundus, part of the uterus. Fimbrae, finger like projections which accept the ovule, which accept the ovum, sorry. Ovary, uterus, cervix, vagina or the birth canal, and vulva. This is your female reproductive system. Ampulla is the site for fertilization. Fallopian tubes take the, hello Mohammed Rafiq, अस्सलाम वालेकुम, कैसे हैं आप? ठीक है, fallopian tube will take the ovum from the ovary, transfer it to the uterus. Fundus is the upper part of the uterus. Fimbrae are the finger-like projections over there. Ovary is homologous to testes. Just like male testes produce sperms, female ovaries mature the ovum. Uterus is also called as the womb where the baby is developed. Cervix is the opening of the uterus from the vagina. Vagina is also called as the birth canal, and vulva is the opening of the vagina. ठीक है? Vagina is the common passage for birth as well as sexual intercourse. So when a human male and a female, चलिए कोई बात नहीं मोहम्मद रफ़ी, तो when a human male and a female they undergo sexual intercourse, the penis enters here. The penis enters here and the sperms are released. They travel through the uterus, through the fallopian tube, they meet the ovum over here and the fertilization takes place. ठीक है? So ये है आपके फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम के पार्ट्स और उनके लेबलिंग्स. यहां पर अगर आपको कोई भी डाउट है तो यू कैन आस्क मी. इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट्स यू कैन आस्क मी ओवर हियर राइट नाउ. क्लियर है तो बता दीजिए क्लियर. कम ऑन, रफीक, गैलेक्स, आरती, अमृता, माधवी, सोनू, प्रीतू भैया, कोई भी डाउट है यहीं पे पूछेंगे. कोई भी पार्ट को लेकर कुछ नहीं समझ में आया है तो लेट मी नो, आई विल क्लियर इट. अगर क्लियर है तो थम्स अप दे दीजिए, येस लिख दीजिए, यो लिख दीजिए या क्लियर लिख दीजिए चैट में. चलिए क्विक क्विक फेवी क्विक. वन शॉट पूरा चैप्टर हाउ डू ऑर्गेनिजम्स रिप्रोड्यूस, एक शॉट में, एक ही सेशन में आई एम गोइंग टू फिनिश इट टुडे. क्विक गाइज, व्हाट आर यू डूइंग? जल्दी जल्दी चलिए. कहां गए? सो गए? थक गए? क्या हुआ? क्लियर? यस और नो? थर्टी सेकेंड्स आई विल वेट. थैंक यू रफीक, थैंक यू सो मच रिस्पॉन्ड करने के लिए. ठीक है, चलिए अब आगे बढ़ते हैं. दैट वाज द फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम. ये एक बहुत ही इजी ट्रिक है टू रिमेंबर ऑल द पार्ट्स ऑफ द फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम. ऑर्फन्स ओवरस्ट्रेस्ड अंटिल चिकन्स वैनिश्ड. ओविडक्ट, ओवरी, यूट्रस, सर्विक्स, वजाइना. देन 4 inches across is possible. Fimbrae, infundibulum, ampulla या isthmus. So these are the different. Okay, कोई बात नहीं गैलेक्स, कोई बात नहीं. So these are the different parts of the female reproductive system which you can remember with the help of a mnemonic. You can take a screenshot or you can write it down or you will get the PDF in the Telegram channel. ठीक है, वीडियो अच्छा लग रहा है तो इसको एक थम्स अप दीजिए, इसको शेयर कीजिए, अपने स्कूल के ग्रुप में डाल दीजिए. प्रीतेश सर विथ ह्यूमन रिप्रोडक्शन और प्रीतेश सर टीचिंग हाउ डू ऑर्गेनिजम्स रिप्रोड्यूस इन वन शॉट. थोड़ी पब्लिसिटी कीजिए, अपनी भी मेरी भी, है ना, क्योंकि जब मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा तभी सुर बने हमारा, है ना. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. एंड वी टॉक अबाउट फर्टिलाइजेशन एंड इम्प्लांटेशन. नाउ यू कैन सी एज यू शोड यू, एम्प्यूला में फर्टिलाइजेशन हुआ. ठीक है, एम्प्यूला में फर्टिलाइजेशन हुआ. ओवम यहां से आया, स्पर्म यहां से आया, यहां पे फर्टिलाइजेशन हुआ. डिवीजन शुरू हो गया यहीं पर, जाइगोट बन के डिवीजन होना शुरू हुआ. ये जाकर इसने अपने आप को यहां पर इम्प्लांट किया, इम्प्लांट हुआ, फिक्स हुआ, अब हम बोलेंगे दैट द वुमन इज प्रेग्नेंट। अब 9 months दिस विल डेवलप ओवर हियर, यहां पर डेवलप होके बेबी वजाइना से बाहर आएगा। ठीक है, the process of infusion of sperm and the ovum to form a single cell is called zygote, that is called fertilization. Embedding of the embryo in the uterus is called implantation. तो जब मेल और फीमेल गैमेट सक्सेसफुली फ्यूज होके जाइगोट बनाते हैं उसको हम बोलेंगे फर्टिलाइजेशन। और जब ये जाइगोट डिवाइड होके एम्ब्रियो बनता है और ये एम्ब्रियो ने जाके यूट्रस में अपने आप को फिक्स कर लिया, सक्सेसफुल फिक्सिंग हो गई, तब हम बोलेंगे इम्प्लांटेशन हुआ। और जब सक्सेसफुल इम्प्लांटेशन हुआ तब हम बोलेंगे दैट द वुमन इज प्रेग्नेंट। सक्सेसफुल इम्प्लांटेशन के बाद ही हम ये बोल पाएंगे दैट द वुमन इज प्रेग्नेंट। क्वेश्चन, in human males the testes lie in the scrotum because it helps in the process of mating, formation of sperms, easy transfer of gametes या all of the above। क्यों टेस्टिस क्यों स्क्रोटम के अंदर है? क्यों? मैंने आपको बताया था कि बेबी बॉय के बर्थ से पहले थोड़े दिन पहले जो टेस्टिस है वो स्क्रोटम में आ जाते हैं थ्रू अ कैनल कॉल्ड एज द यूस्टेशियन कैनाल। ये क्यों होता है? ताकि मेटिंग हो सके, ताकि स्पर्म सक्सेसफुली बन सके, ताकि इजी ट्रांसफर हो सके, या ऑल ऑफ द अबव। Galax has always been so prompt. Thank you, Galax. You have answered. Very good. What about others? Madhvi, Rafiq, Sonu, अमृता, आरती, कहाँ गए सब लोग? क्विक वेरी क्विक। चलिए, the answer to the question is thank you Rafiq, Madhvi, Galax. Finally you all have answered and you all have answered correctly. It is formation of sperms. Very good. तो टेस्टिस इसलिए स्क्रोटम में है, you can see over here. ये एपिडिडाइमिस है जहाँ पे मेच्योर टेस्टिस स्टोर होते हैं। ये टेस्टिस हैं, ये स्क्रोटम में इसलिए होते हैं ताकि वो अपना टेम्परेचर 2 to 3 डिग्रीज लेस देन द बॉडी टेम्परेचर रख सकें और स्पर्म्स बना सकें। नेक्स्ट वी टॉक अबाउट रिप्रोडक्टिव हेल्थ। तो रिप्रोडक्टिव हेल्थ बहुत ज़रूरी है, चाहे वो आपके एज में हो या आपसे कोई 5 साल बड़ा हो। एनी मेल और फीमेल who has achieved puberty, that is by the age of 10 or 11, has to have a very healthy reproductive health. Reproductive health का मतलब है that having a very normal, safe and a satisfying reproductive life. क्योंकि अगर एक हेल्दी, नॉर्मल और सेटिस्फाइंग रिप्रोडक्टिव लाइफ नहीं हो तो उससे क्या हो सकता है? उससे हो सकते हैं सेक्सुअली ट्रांसमिटेड डिजीजेस या इन्फेक्शंस। ये सेक्सुअली ट्रांसमिटेड डिजीजेस या इन्फेक्शन ये किसी की पूरी लाइफ खराब कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज देयर आर मेनी सेक्सुअली ट्रांसमिटेड इन्फेक्शंस जैसे कि एड्स, जिनका कोई इलाज ही नहीं है। देयर इज नो क्योर टू इट। यू कैन जस्ट you can just reduce it, you can just suppress it, but आप उसे पूरी तरह से खत्म नहीं कर सकते। तो इसलिए सेक्सुअली ट्रांसमिटेड डिजीजेस जो सेक्सुअल कांटेक्ट की वजह से होते हैं उनको रोकना, उनके बारे में जानकारी रखना ये बहुत जरूरी है। तो कैसे? तो पहले तो बर्थ कंट्रोल मेथड्स। हमारे देश में और कई सारे देशों में अनवांटेड प्रेगनेंसी की वजह से बहुत प्रॉब्लम्स होती हैं। जैसे अगर जो मदर है, इफ द मदर इज नॉट रेडी टू हैव अ चाइल्ड फिजिकली, इमोशनली, मेंटली, फाइनेंशियली, तो उससे बहुत प्रॉब्लम्स हो सकते हैं, बिकॉज द चाइल्ड विल नॉट गेट अ गुड हेल्थ, द चाइल्ड विल नॉट गेट अ होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट, एंड दैट इज व्हाई कंट्रोलिंग द बर्थ इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। How can the birth be controlled? So there are physical methods, mechanical methods, chemical methods, surgical methods, जिसको हम बोलते हैं contraception। एक बहुत इजी तरीका है टू रिमेंबर द बर्थ कंट्रोल मेथड्स, गारंटीड CBSE में इसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन आता है, और वो है सन इज बॉर्न। तो सन इज बॉर्न S surgical, O oral, N natural, I IUD, B barrier. So these are the 6 different ways to remember the birth control method. Son is born. S surgical, O oral, N natural, I intrauterine and B barrier. 5 methods. ठीक है, चलिए लेट्स सी. फिजिकल बैरियर में जैसे कॉन्डम्स का यूज करना, सर्वाइकल कैप्स या डायफ्राम यूज करना. ओरल में है हमारे पास ओरल कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव्स, है ना. दे चेंज द हार्मोनल बैलेंस सो दैट द ओवम इज नॉट रिलीज, ताकि फर्टिलाइजेशन ना हो. इंट्रायूट्रिन कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव डिवाइसेस जो यूट्रस, इंट्रायूट्रिन जो यूट्रस में प्लांट किए जाएंगे, जैसे कॉपर टी या लूप. इससे ये कॉपर टी क्या होती है, ये कॉपर शेप का एक टी शेप डिवाइस होता है, छोटा सा कॉपर के शेप का टी होता है जिसको यूट्रस में डालते हैं. वो कॉपर की वजह से स्पर्म्स मर जाते हैं. बिकॉज कॉपर आयंस आर रिलीज, द स्पर्म्स डाई एंड द फीमेल डज नॉट गेट प्रेग्नेंट. और लास्ट है सर्जिकल मेथड, जिसमें वास डेफरेंस जो हमने देखा, वास डेफरेंस क्या करता है, स्पर्म्स को टेस्टिस से यूरेथ्रा तक लेकर आता है. तो वास डेफरेंस को कट करके टाई कर देते हैं, जिसको हम बोलते हैं वैसेक्टोमी, जिससे मेल्स कैन नॉट रिलीज स्पर्म. और ट्यूबेक्टोमी में क्या होता है कि फैलोपियन ट्यूब्स को कट करके बांध देते हैं, जैसे फीमेल्स ओवम नहीं रिलीज कर पाती. तो ये सर्जिकल मेथड्स हैं, फिजिकल, केमिकल, आईयूडी एंड सर्जिकल. सन इज बोर्न, जिससे हम लोग प्रेगनेंसी को रोक सकते हैं. Which among the following is not sexually transmitted? इनमें से कौन सा नॉन सेक्सुअल डिजीज है? सिफिलिस, गोनोरिया, HIV, एड्स या मलेरिया. Which of these is not a sexually transmitted disease? Quickly tell me. चलिए, quick, very quick. Which of these is not a sexually transmitted disease? रफीक, माधवी, गैलेक्स, अमृता, आरती, सोनू. माधवी ने बोला है डी मलेरिया. व्हाट अबाउट अदर्स? गैलेक्स, रफीक. गैलेक्स ने बोला है डी. अमृता, आरती, सोनू, रफीक, जल्दी बताइए क्या है जवाब. इसमें से कौन सा एक सेक्सुअली ट्रांसमिटेड डिजीज नहीं है? आप इसे STI बोल सकते हैं, STD बोल सकते हैं. STD सेक्सुअली ट्रांसमिटेड डिजीज, STI इज सेक्सुअली ट्रांसमिटेड इन्फेक्शन. चलिए, आई एम गिविंग यू 10 more seconds.
Okay, I found this on the web for.
चलिए, ग्रेट. तो रफीक ने भी जवाब दे दिया है, दैट इज डी. तो द आंसर टू द क्वेश्चन इज मलेरिया, जो कि ट्रांसफर होता है फीमेल एनोफिलस मस्कीटो से. When a female Anopheles mosquito bites a human being, they release the protozoa called Plasmodium vivax and that causes malaria. It has nothing to do with sexual contact. तो sexually transmitted disease वो है जो sexual contact से spread होती है from an infected person to a healthy person. दो healthy लोग हैं, उनमें sexual contact हो रहा है तो कोई problem नहीं, लेकिन एक उनमें से इन्फेक्टेड है और एक हेल्दी है और सेक्सुअल कांटेक्ट हो रहा है तो सेक्सुअल डिजीज होगी, जैसे कि गोनोरिया, सिफिलिस, वॉट्स, HIV, एड्स. ठीक है, दैट्स इट. सो विद दैट गाइज वी कम टू द एंड एंड डू नॉट फॉरगेट कि रफी की आपके लिए भी है, जो एम्बाइब का पेज है वो हिंदी में भी अवेलेबल है. तो एम्बाइब पेज पे जाइए, वो बिल्कुल फ्री है, मुफ्त 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 मुफ्त, जहां पर आपको मिलेंगे टेस्ट, असाइनमेंट, स्टडी मटेरियल, क्वेश्चन, सॉल्यूशन, एक्सप्लेनेशन टू सॉल्यूशन, बुक्स, रेफरेंस बुक्स, NCERTs, बेसिकली एनीथिंग एंड एवरीथिंग दैट अ स्टूडेंट कैन एवर आस्क फॉर. एंड गाइज ऑल्सो हमारे साथ टेलीग्राम पे कनेक्ट कीजिए, क्योंकि टेलीग्राम चैनल पे आपको हमारे साथ डाउट सॉल्व करने का मौका मिलेगा, सेशन के PDFs मिलेंगे, टाइम टेबल मिलेगा, सब कुछ मिलेगा. और अगर आपको ये सेशन पसंद आया हो, आज जो हमने 1 hour 15 minutes साथ में बिताया, अगर आपको लग रहा है कि आपका ये चैप्टर हाउ डू ऑर्गेनिजम्स रिप्रोड्यूस क्लियर हुआ है, तो गिव दिस वीडियो अ बिग फैट थम्स अप. Also share this video with your friends and school WhatsApp groups and subscribe to the channel because it's absolutely free. I am coming tomorrow sharp at 3 o'clock with yet another amazing session. Till then, This is Pritesh, your host, your dose, and a proud educator from Embibe, signing off for now. And until we meet next, take care of yourself. Stay healthy, stay happy, stay blessed, and do not forget to keep imbibing.
Keep imbibing. We believe in you.